Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was born in Milan, Ohio, and grew up in Port Huron, Michigan.
Born on February 11, 1847 in Milan, Ohio, Thomas Edison rose from humble beginnings to work as an inventor of major technology. Setting up a lab in Menlo Park, some of the products he developed included the telegraph, phonograph, electric light bulb, alkaline storage batteries, and kinetograph. He died on October 18, 1931 in West Orange, New Jersey. Thomas Alva Edison was also an American inventor and businessman. He developed many devices that greatly influenced life around the world, including the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and the long-lasting practical electric light bulb. When he was 7 years old, Thomas Edison went to school in a one-room schoolhouse with 38 other students. His teacher lost his patience with Tom, so his mother decided to home teach him. He loved reading and reciting poetry. He later became interested in science, especially physics, and became an inventor in the late 19th century. Charles Edison, Theodore Miller Edison, William Leslie Edison, and Thomas Alva Edison Jr. were Thomas Edison's sons. His daughters were Madeline and Marion Estelle Edison. He was married to Mary Stitwell and Mina Miller. His parents were Samuel Edison Jr. and Nancy Elliott. Edison's mother, Nancy, died in 1871, the same year he married Mary Stitwell. His wife, Mary, died August 1884 of typhoid fever. They were happily married with 3 children. In February 1886, he married Mina Miller, and they had 3 more children. He patented more than 1,000 inventions during his career, and at the age of 21, he invented the telegraphic vote recording machine. He spent up to 18 hours a day working in his shop. As a very determined person, he was known for his inventions, such as the quadruplex, which was an efficient telegraph which could send 4 messages at a time.
Phonograph. A phonograph is a record player, a machine that produces copies from a stencil. Electric power distribution. An electric power distribution system is the final stage in the delivery of electric power. It carries electricity from the transmission system to individual consumers. Movie camera. A movie camera is used to film motion pictures. Quadruplex telegraph. The quadruplex telegraph is a type of electrical telegraph which allows a total of 4 separate signals to be transmitted and received on a single wire at the same time. Quadruplex telegraphy thus implements a form of multiplexing. Carbon microphone. Carbon microphone is a microphone containing carbon granules that change resistance according to the vibrating pressure of sound waves, thereby modulating the frequency of the sound waves. Phonograph cylinders. Phonograph cylinders are the earliest commercial medium for recording and reproducing sound.
An incandescent light bulb or lamp or globe is an electric light with wire filaments heated to a high temperature by passing an electric current through it until it glows with visible light. Most of Edison's inventions were brilliant. However, he had a few failures. One concept that never took off was Edison's interest in using cement to build things. He formed the Edison Portland Cement Company in 1899 and made everything from cabinets to pianos and houses. Unfortunately, at the time, concrete was too expensive and the idea was never accepted. The cement business wasn't a total failure, though. His company was hired to build Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
Here are some Thomas Edison quotes. I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
From the beginning of the creation of motion pictures, many people tried to combine film and sound to make talking motion pictures. Edison created the kinephone, with a phonograph that played inside the cabinet. Sound could be heard through 2 ear tubes while the viewer watched the images. Edison abandoned the idea of sound motion pictures in 1915.
Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
Talking doll. One invention Edison had was just too far ahead of its time, the talking doll. Customers complained that the dolls were too fragile, and when they worked, the recordings sounded awful. The toy bombed. When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this: you haven't. Electric pen. Trying to solve the problem of making copies of the same document in an efficient manner, Edison came up with an electric pen. Unfortunately, the pens weren't, as we say now, user-friendly. The battery required maintenance, the $30 price tag was steep, and they were noisy. Edison abandoned the project. Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do does not mean it's useless.
If Thomas Edison was alive in the 21st century, he would have probably been friends with people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. As you can see, Thomas Edison was a great inventor and innovator. He would have been an awesome guy to meet. We wish he could visit us in our STEM classes so that we can learn more from him.
Thomas Edison, inventor.